If you're serious about raising capital, you need DD AI in your funding kit. Many know me as the funding guide, which is pretty accurate because in the last decade I have supported 300 plus entrepreneurs with over $240 million in transactions. Now, I wrapped all of my lessons into Didi, an all-in-one platform for 6 and 7 figure entrepreneurs to raise funding, buy and exit your business. This video explains the 5 reasons why founders actually fail to raise capital. Let's start with number 1. A founder raises not capital because they have limited investor exit. And I get it. If fundraising is not your forte, if it is not something that you do on a daily basis, then of course we cannot expect that you have a whole Rolodex available with investors that you can just hit up. I'm raising funds. Do you want to invest? That's simply not how it works. But how do we solve this? With Didi, we solve this actually in 2 ways. First of all, the platform allows you access to over 15,000 investors. And second, it allows you to request introductions from other DD members, so you get easily access to all of the investors that can eventually bring you the golden meeting. Most of all, it saves you time because it easily connects you with the investor that you want. Number 2, the reason that you're not able to raise capital is because you show poor traction. You may love your own business results, but are they aligned with what the market is actually expected? Now, often we don't know what is good versus what is bad, right? And after all of these years, I understand that it would be great to have a benchmark available where you can see if your business is actually doing very well. So Didi solves this in 2 ways. First of all, if you create your profile and you upload all of your metrics, you will benchmark your own results with those of other Didi members. The second thing is you benchmark it with investor expectations. If you feel that still at that specific moment of time you're not doing the right thing, we strongly recommend you to not go out for a raise, but eventually go back to your desk, go back to your team and see where you can actually upgrade your numbers. If you need additional help, the platform is there able to solve it for you. Number 3, the reason why most founders are not succeeding with raising capital is because their process sucks. They have a spray and pray method. They just start raising today, they start sending out emails tomorrow. Simply, there is no proper structure in place. And if there's no proper structure, you cannot predict the outcomes. While on the other hand, a systematic process functions actually like a funnel, very much like a marketing funnel. People see you on the first place through, for example, a deal summary. Then they decide if they like to go to the next step where they can see more of the frequently asked questions or otherwise how the deal is being looking for. And then third, they can join to see more of the pitch deck, which eventually rolls them inside of your ecosystem to know exactly which investors are interested and which ones are not. Well, working with a funnel means as well that you're dictating the outcomes. And Didi provides this process for you in 2 ways. First, your raise is set up exactly like a marketing funnel. So you will never spend time on investors that will never be your perfect match in the first place. 2, we offer a 60-day step-by-step task list to get you completely funded, right? So simply by going through the task list and using the funnel structure, you know that you're following the right process and you know that you're able to book your first meeting in 30 days and your second meeting or otherwise the closure already in 60 days. The 4th reason why founders fail to raise capital is because there's an investor mismatch. I like to say investors are very much like a limited species, right? There's just enough for you that are fitting exactly your thesis that can actually fund your deal, but there's plenty of others that also have the name tag of investor on top of their shirt, but they're simply not a fit. If you're in the deep tech and you're reaching out to an e-com investor, there is no match, and that match makes sure that there is a difficulty or otherwise hardship to convince the investor to invest in your business. So reaching out to the wrong investor is like joining a motorcycle club when you're into knitting, right? I mean, there is no match. There's simply nothing that can connect you two together. So how do we solve this with the DD platform? Well, first of all, if you submit your profile, the artificial intelligence will identify sparkle clear what is your ideal investor. Now you can imagine how that would work for you. That you know suddenly from the big tribe of investors that is out there, you're suddenly laser focused only on those that are mattering and most likely are to make an investment in your business. The second thing is that DDAI provides a framework to proceed and maximize with their outcomes. Now, rule number 5, while founders are not able to get investment, is because there's deal fatigue. And what is deal fatigue? If you're currently reaching out to the investor and there are no structured follow-ups, then the investor starts to forget about you. And if they start to forget about you, it means that your trust levels, which you spend a lot of time building, actually suddenly go into vanish mode. So without regular updates, investors may forget about you. Now, the reason how DD is solving this is that the system will remind you when you need to send out an investor update. And most importantly, there are tons of templates available which you can easily tap into, where the AI is supporting you with 75% of it, and in less than 1 minute away, you will be ready to send out your update and keep on building your trust. Now, other than that, I just like to say we designed DD with my experience in mind to be the number one funding solutions we actually needed to have in our rounds. And because next month is our birthday, and in light of that, for 30 days straight, I'm giving a lot of free access or otherwise discounted access to the platform so you can figure it all out. So if this is something that you would like to explore, please go in the link of this video description and I will be happy to see you on the inside. Have a great one. Thanks.